Hello, Victor. I hope everything is fine. We are so happy that we are together here today.
Delightful to be here. I'm fine. I'm really happy to be talking to you, and I'm so pleased at all the hard work you've been doing to take psychotherapy.net videos and translate them and make them available to the Turkish audience of psychotherapists.
That's what I would like to say. We are so happy that you are doing this with us. Bringing Psikoterapi.net to Turkey is a really big job for psychologists, psychotherapists, and psychiatrists in Turkey.
It's been quite an adventure over many years and very, very satisfying.
Making students to see how psychotherapy session room works is a really great job, and Psikoterapi.net allows us and students to learn about everything about the session room.
Well, that's wonderful to hear. That's why I started making videos 27 years ago. I had a chance to make a video with a teacher of mine, a great psychologist named James Bugental. He's probably not known in Turkey, because at that time I had finished my training, and in all of my training I had rarely had a chance to see other psychotherapists actually work. We read books, we write papers, we talk about our cases and about theories, but I had very little exposure to actually seeing psychotherapists in action doing psychotherapy. And every other profession in the world, whether you're a dentist or a lawyer or a plumber, we learn a great deal by watching others, by watching our teachers or our bosses do the work, and they watch us, and that's one of the ways we learn. But in psychotherapy, traditionally there's been very little opportunity for that. So that was why I started recording master therapists doing therapy, so we could learn not just their theories, but how it looks when those theories are translated into practice, what it looks like, what the facial expression is of the therapist and the client, what their body language is like, what their voice and the pattern, all of those things that are so important to the art and science of psychotherapy.
That's what Dr. Ömer said earlier. He is our founder, and he says that we cannot learn how to swim by reading a book. Most of the new therapists suffer from, when they get into session room, they have their first panic attack because they don't know how to act, they don't know how to talk, they don't know how to behave. What would you suggest to them?
Well, first of all, I would say that's normal. I think most therapists have a lot of anxiety. I mean, ultimately, you can prepare as much as you want, but when you see the first client, it's going to be stress-producing. The more practice you can have prior, the better. The more you can see therapists, on video or live, the more people can see you. So you can do a lot of practice, role plays, but then practice doesn't, we have an expression in English, practice makes perfect. I would say practice, in our profession, practice does not make perfect, because we're not seeking for perfection. I don't know what that would look like, but practice makes better. You become more comfortable, you get feedback, and the more exposure you have, the more you get to see other therapists work, the more people see you work. Now it's so easy with a phone just to set it up with the client's permission to record your sessions and have people review your work. The more the better.
So basically, you would suggest for new therapists to force their boundaries, to expose each other to hard strategies.
Sure, there's a variety of approaches. So watching videos is not the only thing, but I think it's very helpful to see different therapists, even those that use the same approach. Maybe they are CBT therapists, but one CBT therapist is going to look very different than another CBT therapist, and that's what we know from the research. The most important factor in successful psychotherapy is not the approach. It's the therapist-client relationship, and that's going to vary from person to person.
Well, we are at the end of this very welcoming and very friendly talking. Thank you for allowing us to translate your videos and making Turkish students and professors to see it. You are doing a great job for Psychology Family.
Thank you again, and I'm excited that our videos will now be available to therapists throughout Turkey.